In 1914, the Canadian Northern Railway built the train station at Boston Bar. A few years after that, the Canadian National Railway took over and continued to operate the station until the late 1980s. The station was witness to families being torn apart through 2 world wars. But it was also a place of celebration when October 27, 1951, Princess Elizabeth and her husband, Prince Philip, stopped at the Boston Bar train station as part of their Royal Canadian tour. The station has sat abandoned for nearly 30 years, but now the Boston Bar Enhancement Society is getting ready to renovate and restore the station to its original condition and making it a museum. Unfortunately, some of the contractors that have been getting the station ready for its renovation were a little creeped out by unseen forces. It felt as though they were being watched, is what I was told. That's where we come in. A few weeks prior to the investigation, I did a tour with Howard and Robert of the Boston Bar Enhancement Society. During the tour, we heard something with our own ears, and we caught it on the digital voice recorder.
I felt when I came here a week or so ago that it was colder here. You thought, was it at this end of the building?
Yeah,
so,
and even inside the building.
Okay, so colder at this end of the building is what we're experiencing. But the EVP occurred just as I was walking down the hill towards that pipe. Howard, the fellow that was giving us the tour, was just undoing the lock, so we both heard it. He was at the top of the hill on his way down. He doesn't have the best hearing, so he admits freely he did not hear it. But he came back on his own, and because he said something about this place has just intrigued him. And when he was here, his camera failed and started taking pictures on its own. Again, right here.
Oh.
Yeah.
He came back on his own.
He came back on his own because after I sent him the audio recording, he listened to it and he's like, I am a rational thinker, Mark. I think there's a reason for everything. I cannot wrap my head around that. That you heard it with your ears. I can hear you guys saying it on the tape. Did you hear that? And when we slow it down, we hear it saying words. Can't wrap his head around that. All right, let's do this. I thought I'd come back and look at this pipe a bit more, but I mean, it's obviously capped. When they moved the station, they probably didn't realize this pipe was even here. So, anyways, it doesn't feel cold right now.
Nope.
It actually feels warmer down here.
Isn't that strange?
Yeah.
Isn't that strange?
What you're about to hear is an audio recording from the tour of the station. Keep in mind, we heard the EVP with our own ears, which is incredibly rare.
What the heck was that?
You hear that?
Yeah, I heard that too.
What do you hear?
I don't know. I heard something that was out of the norm. Unless Rob said something, but well, I have it on tape, so I can, digital.
Listen to that sound again. What you're about to hear is the same EVP slowed down 25%. Once slowed, it became very clear that what we captured was actually words.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Here it is again, 2 more times. What's even more interesting about that EVP was prior to it happening, Howard told us a story about what the old employees used to say about the train station. Have a listen.
You said, like when you leave,
You got goosebumps. I see that.
yeah, something just grabbed my arm.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She said, when you leave here, turn back, and then they'll know not to follow you, because they'll follow you all the way home.
After reviewing Howard's story and figuring out what the EVP said, we think it may have actually been a warning to don't forget, look behind you when exiting the building, or something might just follow you home.
Hello.
Knock 3 times to let them know we're here.
So I don't find the basement that creepy.
I had just finished saying that the basement did not feel creepy when our K2 meter began to get readings just outside the basement door, and our camera picked up a low-level EVP along with some light anomalies. There is a strange square flash of light in the center bottom of the screen that seems to correspond with the EVP. Here it is again. Here is the sound isolated and increased 400%. The unknown sound bears a striking resemblance to the behind you EVP. Slowed down 50% and the volume increased. This is what we get. It's impossible for us to determine exactly what that EVP says. Maybe you have an idea.
And it didn't move that time.
And yeah, that would have gone
I
off.
would have
Yeah.
set it off. So what set that off? We've already determined the flashlight set it off. Something set it off.
Well, you want to ask some questions?
Well, I guess we'll do a burst EVP session.
We got something, might as well.
Didn't you had just finished saying Mark that it didn't look creepy down there to you?
Hey, Mark. Your battery just started draining on this camera.
No way.
Yeah.
A K2 meter detects electromagnetic fields. The train station at Boston Bar is not hooked up to the power grid. There is no electricity inside the building. Our flashlights and our equipment do not set the K2 meter off. However, our cell phones, if in operation, will set it off.
Wow.
Got something?
Did you see it blip? It went all the way to red.
Did it? Oh.
Okay, that's interesting.
That was very
We've
interesting.
never had anything on the K2 before.
No, that's always been a dud.
Yeah.
Is there anything around, or maybe go kind of
Asking,
around?
do you want us to leave?
Yes, it corresponded.
My whole left side was frozen solid and
Well, it's
Oh,
Wow.
Wow. Are you communicating with us? Is that the
wow.
train? Could a train do that?
Maybe.
Well, now it's not going down.
Wow.
If you're communicating with us, do that again.
Yeah, come up and touch the device in Melinda's hand and set it off again if you're here.
If you're here, set it off. You've done it once before. You kind of know what you're doing.
Unless it was an accident.
Oh.
Back again, huh? Hello there. Can you make it go all the way to red?
did. You almost made it go to red.
On the next train, just make sure we're outside. And let's see if that's an engine going by.
We later test the theory that the K2 meter is being set off by trains by moving closer to the trains within 50 feet. The K2 meter does not go off. On the second floor, we decide to do an SB7 spirit box session. The spirit box decides to shut itself off not once, but twice. We can't explain it. Once before, right? And 150 works pretty good. Yeah. What? It went off. What? It went off. Batteries are fine. Take it back on in. That's weird. It went off again. The batteries are fine, but it shut itself off. Although we get the spirit box operating, we receive no significant responses.
Anybody up here? Got a device here that might be able to communicate with you if you try hard enough.
Do you like listening to the trains going past? Is there anything here that can harm us? We received no responses on the digital voice recorder, no responses on the K2 meter. Activity seemed to have just disappeared.
Yep.
So I don't think right now it feels okay, and I think things are coming in and looking, and with the temperature drops, little movements here and there. So I think there's stuff here. But
It's
I think,
getting cold in here again.
is it? Who needs a thermometer? We got Melinda. She's really in tune with that. She's good at it.
Try this again?
Yeah, we'll do a SB7 spirit box. I guess I'll turn that on. This thing gets hot.
Yeah, mine got hot too. So I have the other camera there.
Mine's not on the windowsill over.
Watch, we're gonna forget where they are. All the batteries are gonna die.
Alright, we'll try this again. Is there anybody with us?
In this segment, an interesting light anomaly appears to pass
Legend
right
says
through
there's 5 of
Melinda.
you. Is that
Although
correct?
I can't be certain. You be
What?
the judge.
That's a lot of words.
That was a lot of words.
But it was a girl again.
And it's moving off radio stations too quick for that.
Yeah. So we couldn't catch what you said. Can you try it again? Really focus the words.
Yes, and I'll record it. But
Can you hear us?
would you rather us be here alone by ourselves, one at a time? I decide to separate from the group to the other end of the building, to the abandoned stairwell that had been boarded up for 30 years. The rest of the team will stay at the other end of the building, working together.
Oh, might have gotten an orb. Did it go off there? No. Okay, then it wasn't glare.
Alright. Okay, EVP session, abandoned stairwell. Okay, EVP session, abandoned stairwell. This is the stairwell that leads directly to the basement. Nobody's been in this stairwell for 30 years. I was the first person to come down here.
It's one way that you can communicate with us. That background noise is marked downstairs.
Okay, EVP session number 3, abandoned stairwell. I noticed it did get a lot colder, so I'm going to do one more. Any spirits here with me that want to talk? This is your last chance to send us a message.
That beeping sound was the sound of yet more equipment failure, as a camera indicated that its memory card was full. We decide to move from the second floor to the main floor where the luggage bay and ticket counter is.
Mean no harm, with good intentions. Would you like to state your name? How long have you been here for?
During our session in the luggage bay, our cameras detect numerous light anomalies. Although some of them are dust, there are others that we cannot explain due to size, speed, and trajectory. Again, you be the judge.
What was that?
Is that you? Try making louder noise. Use my energy. Now's your time to communicate with us. Tell somebody that you love, that you miss them. Something. Do you remember when they moved this building?
I don't know about the fucking orbs on this thing, because it's...
This is where I was getting orbs from, up there. It is pretty dusty in here.
It
but
is, but the way they're behaving is... I swear I saw something very, very bright while you were doing the playback, so... But, see, I mean, look, you're looking at it now, and it's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
But, I mean, and I think they were orbs, because the way they were
Oh,
behaving.
like that one? And that one?
Yeah. See, I mean, when you do the flashlight, you can see the dust.
Oh yeah. There's one real
Yeah.
good one there.
Wow, yeah, that was
was
good.
awesome.
That was
Yeah.
really
That
good
was a
there.
good one there. Yeah, that was a really good one.
Here, I'll step back.
Hello. I'm here to visit you and learn more about you. We have some equipment that will help you communicate with us if you choose. Talk to the red light. Or make my green light go orange. Can you do that? Can you do that? Can you make the light flicker? Can you make the green light flicker?
Yeah, there's one. Nope, just missed it.
Or
Yeah, the doorway, there was one. Whoops, what was really, really slow. It was,
Somebody here now?
those are kind of dust particles, but there's.
All right, slowed it down for you. So, hello. Did you tell me to look into the light?
There's some good ones when you guys are.
You will hear us several
You should have
times
to go
throughout
and
the course of
review
the
that
video
with
referring to the luggage bay as the morgue. Although that's not an entirely accurate description, bodies of the deceased in the local community were stored in the luggage bay, waiting for pickup from their family members. Okay, if you're in the morgue or in the luggage room, we might be able to see you on camera.
What's that noise? Oh, that's the trail cam.
Oh, okay, yeah. So it's taking pictures of us. Oh, that's why. Can you float past the camera? Maybe we can see you. We think we've seen you several times. You look like you're bashful. Oh, come on. Now there's nothing.
Nothing.
And it's not even cold. Barely 2 hours into our investigation, and all our batteries were nearly dead. We decided to go to the basement to use up the last of our batteries to see if we can make contact with whatever it was that contacted us when we first arrived.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Hello.
Hi.
Just when you said that.
Yeah.
Are you stuck in this train station?
Oh, thank you.
Or are you here because you want
It
to?
did get cold,
Yeah.
If you're here because you want to be,
so you're back.
light up the lights in Melinda's hand.
I noticed it did that before.
When we were talking to it through the recorder,
Yes, when it
Yeah.
hears it again, it responds.
so it adds validity.
That's bizarre.
It's when they wanted us to leave, light up the lights, and it went again.
Did it?
Yeah.
Message for us?
Well, let's rewind it and see if it'll do that again.
Oh. Oh, that
I
was
think that.
After our investigation, I put trail cams inside the building with the intent of checking them a week later. When I returned to pick up the trail cam on the second floor, the one that I had leaned against the wall was found face down, batteries drained, and all the files corrupted. I can't explain it. Destin and I returned to the station a week and a half later for a follow-up investigation.
Yeah, so I haven't thought about how I was going to start this. So we're back for part 2. And the reason we're back for part 2, Destin?
Didn't get the it factor last time, so we're gonna take it up a notch.
Well, is that a fair assessment?
Yeah.
Okay.
We've got enough evidence to know something's here,
We're not sure what's here.
but we're not sure what.
We're going to either find out that it is a residual haunt that's low level, not too bad, or there is something dark here. And we're just going to have to wait and see what that brings us tonight. So we brought a Ouija board, which you're all doing for you. No. That's fine. Oh, of course, I can't see them. Yes, we have a Ouija board with us. We don't endorse using Ouija boards. The way we are going to use it is a little different. We just put the ghost box on top of it as a sort of an amplification device. We've had success with that in past, so we're going to give that a shot tonight. Otherwise, we've got our K2 meter. Remember the thermometer, so we can do some temperature readings. And of course, we'll do EVP as well. And we'll going to try some provoking. We brought holy water, and I did bring some sage if we need to do some smudging. And if all else fails, we can do some religious provocation using our own cell phones. Because neither one of us are particularly religious, so
We'll just find something online. God bless technology. And go! Start running!
Give us a sign that you're with us. Make a noise somewhere in this house. Building.
Do you not like us? Do you not like us?
Do you want us to leave? If you want us to leave, you gotta make a sound or let us know right now.
Well, all you're proving to us is you're a coward. You don't want to show yourself? Fine.
Once again, the activity on the second floor seems non-existent. We move our efforts to the basement.
Yes, it is. Oh, it's good. All right. I've energized the Ouija board. It's a K2 meter on it.
Is there anybody down here?
Last time we were here, you managed to make the K2 meter flicker. You remember how to do that?
Much like our first visit to the train station, we began to experience equipment failures. While Destin and I were in the basement, all of our cameras failed for various reasons, from batteries to corrupted files. Our digital voice recorder remained operational. It captured one EVP. The answer is hard to hear, so we boosted the volume as high as we could.
Do you like us?
Here it is 2 more times.
Do you like us? Do you like us?
For right now, our investigation in Boston Bar is complete. All we can say is, stay out of the basement.